I got two intros for this one. Vegeta is not staying out of this power-up session, and could this be the beginning of a future Trunks that I might like? What's up everybody, StevDeS here, and welcome to another edition of Dragon Ball Days. Piccolo sure gets a lot of crap thrown at him in Super, doesn't he? He's outright called weak by Vegeta, Frieza doesn't even give him the chance of day, and even Goku brings him over to do miscellaneous things like help him plow the farm. Now, everything I just said turned out better for the Green Man than what everybody expected of him, but when it comes down to it, the initial reaction is what I disagree with. Piccolo has been very helpful to the Z crew, as has kind of been seen in this story, where his future counterpart actually takes the reins and does something other than dying first. In the last part, Vegeta went apeshit, no pun intended, when Bulma met the end of Cell's tail. Future Trunks took his past self home, which in and of itself should be a time paradox, but for some reason multiverse theory stops that from happening. Go figure. 16 showed up at Capsule Corp with 17, aka Lapis, and actually ended up talking things out with Future Trunks. Goku arrived to kind of separate the two, and 16 agreed to assist with the whole Cell situation in order to make things go better for his main objective. Goku said that he'd go after him, after Cell's taken care of. With Vegeta being carried to the lookout by the likes of Tien and Yamcha, this is where we continue this part with a poll that you guys had answered. I asked you all this very fateful question. Who trains with Future Trunks in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber? It's pretty clear you all want more Future Boy interactions, so is that really gonna be a good thing in the end? Let's find out with What If Future Piccolo Survived. We open this part with Future Piccolo just arriving at the lookout with Future Trunks, Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, and Tien, Yamcha, Vegeta. The gang's all here in this part. However, Vegeta's still out cold, and Goku's plan for the Hyperbolic Time Chamber requires an extra person. On the lookout, Future Trunks is briefing Lapis and 16, and of course Lapis asks the question, where's his sister? Piccolo decides to go get her, and Lapis wants to go with him, but 16 stops him and tells him that Cell is after him and his sister, so that wouldn't be a good idea in this scenario. Putting both androids that Cell want in the same place could mean the end of everything, especially Giro's mission. 16 and Piccolo go to the Kame house in order to go get 18. Altogether, they might be able to hold off Cell. Maybe make the lookout a safe haven for the androids. Don't think Giro has a lot of data on that place. All the while, Future Piccolo and Future Trunks go into the time chamber for the full day. Cell, however, is on his way there. He's gorged himself on another couple of cities, so he's ready to get that android hunt started again. With no Vegeta, Tien, Piccolo, 16 up to this point in the way, things are gonna go well for the bio-android as he heads to Kame House, sensing the cluster of power levels. Time for a killing spree! Hold on, StevDeS! Shall we just following power levels? Why would you go to the lookout? And you're right! You damn right! And what? What are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. I messed up when I wrote that. This is why I ask you all to leave your comment below, because if you notice something that I did wrong, it might show up in Defu. Did I fuck up? Check out the first one sometime where I discover what I may have done wrong in the Kid Buu videos after getting a very lengthy amount of comments from a certain commenter. Again, I'm going to leave their name out. I don't want to pick on anybody, but I responded to this person's qualms and made sure that we were on the same page on that video. I may do one about the Majin Vegeta What If I have on the channel, because I know I messed up a couple of details in that one. So, to fix that little detail, let's say that Cell senses Piccolo, of all people, heading to Kame House. That's probably where one of the androids are. he better go investigate that. That way, there's a high power level going to Kame House where one of the androids is. It makes the scenario work. After 16 and Piccolo arrive and answer questions, 18 and Krillin hide towards the back just as Cell makes the scene. Cell gets wind of Lazuli and Krillin, who snuck out a back window, flying off in the distance. As soon as he starts to chase them, 16 and Piccolo intercept. Piccolo is at very good standings right now. He can hold off the first form of Cell far better because he didn't have the battle with 17 wearing him out in this timeline. Not to mention he does have 16 as an ally, which only furthers how much energy Piccolo can put out at this point. However, 16 does have that talk where he says he doesn't think he can kill this Cell creature, and Piccolo, even with that light grenade in the original, still doesn't have enough power to necessarily kill Cell, just hold him off. This, of course, is long enough for Tien and Yamcha to not have to get involved. Okay, Yamcha didn't get involved in the regular one, but if they needed to get involved in this one, thanks to your vote, I would have done that. No Kikoho here. Instead, Tien is just on the lookout, sensing it out. 16 and Piccolo should be able to distract them as long as future Piccolo and Trunks are in the time chamber. Speaking of, the time chamber training is immensely successful. This isn't the first time Piccolo from the future has had to train a Super Saiyan. So, learning about how Super Saiyan Grade 3 works, you know, the big, muscly, bulky form, he decides that maybe it would be a good idea for Trunks to train his body up so that speed isn't an issue. Future Piccolo would be smart enough in this regard, tactful enough, to understand that there has to be a form above this, and it has to have more control, because Cell will just get away from him, just like Cell's gotten away from future Piccolo in the past. Back on the lookout, Tien and Lapis aren't going to sit around, and this is something that Tien takes promise in Lapis with. He wants to get in there, like a true warrior, and Tien's not going to argue it. Just as 16 and Piccolo are just about out of steam, Tien and Lapis do show up. And it's only an hour of fighting later that the door to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber opens. Future Trunks and future Piccolo emerging from it. Between those two events is when Vegeta would then wake up. It's lucky that we do have a future Piccolo though, because, you know, future Piccolo's clothes beam, that comes in handy because, well, Bulma didn't make the Saiyan armor. Bulma is, well...
Oh right, dead.
Seeing future Trunks as a full power Super Saiyan, not even breaking a sweat being in the form, this makes Vegeta PO'd.
Boy, we are going right back into that chamber right now, and you're teaching me this power so I can handle Cell myself.
No.
Excuse me? Who do you think you are ordering me around?
Someone stronger than you. Someone that can put an end to this. Now. Now get out of my way. Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, but is easily trounced by future Trunks. This is a future Trunks that got enough time to talk with someone who's willing to talk about his father. Vegeta, kind of battered and bruised, would need a senzu bean at this time, which luckily they're just down south. My mom needed your help to survive, and what did you do? You ran off to fight a creature far above your weight class. If you had stayed in the battle with Cell, you'd have died too. Your hard-headed ego almost ended up getting both of my parents killed in this timeline. Now you're gonna stay here. I'm going to handle this for your own good. Who are you? Someone who grew up without a father. Future Trunks leaves. Future Piccolo just kind of stops, taking in what Trunks just said, and he leaves as well. He might have pushed Trunks' rage a little bit in the time chamber, but we're talking about Piccolo. We're talking about a trainer that wants results at all cost. And he's gonna get them. The future duo arrived just in time to save Tien, Piccolo, and 16, who's badly damaged, from second form Cell. Naturally, Lapis would have gotten himself absorbed, but luckily, Lazuli is far away from this. The only power level that they can sense possibly to align with where Lazuli is would be Krillin's. Meaning at least Tien can follow up with Krillin as far as what happened and get 16 to Capsule Corp. So find out next time if Perfect Cell is to grace us in this timeline, or if future Trunks is going to hand the Green Man his tail on a generous platter. Also, keep your eyes peeled for future polls pertaining to certain what-ifs in the StevDeS community tab, where I do ask you guys what goes on in these scenarios. Do you want to vote with fans and maybe toss some comments back and forth? Then hit that subscribe button and take a look at the StevDeS Discord, where like-minded fans, much like you, are hanging out, having fun in the realms of Dragon Ball and video gaming, and I actually do some Discord streams here and there just to interact with you all a bit more. If you want to support the channel monetarily, check out the Patreon in the description below. I'm going to recently add a couple more low money tiers. That way, people have a bit more accessibility as to if they want to donate not $5 or $10. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Well, thank you, Shiloh. As soon as I started the day.